Good morning, I'm Dr. Andrew Cohen. I'm a pediatric and family chiropractor here in Southampton, New York. Today I want to tell you a story and give you some research. The story is of a young man who grew up as a child running, playing street hockey, falling off his bike, just doing everything that a young boy or young person would do, and never seemed to have any real problems other than like a scrape or a bruise, sometimes lots of bruises, especially those street hockey games. But never a broken bone and no real symptoms to speak of, just a pretty healthy kid. And then one day, he's now grown up, he's in his early 20s, and somebody's standing behind him and he points out that you have a scoliosis. So it turns out it's true, he had a scoliosis, his spine was all curved, and the whole time that was forming when he was a child, and he never knew it, never had any symptoms, and now that shape of the spine was pretty much with him for life. Well, that young man was me, and I still have the scoliosis to this day, and it's required a lot more care and concern and stretching and strengthening and chiropractic care to make sure that my spine and nervous system stays healthy. But the thing is that things were missed when I was young, so I want to share with you some interesting facts I just came across today. There was a study done, I believe it was a Scottish researcher, and looked at 154 10-year-olds. These are 10-year-olds, and 9% of them had already had spinal degeneration. Spinal degeneration for a 10-year-old, 9%. And another study where 37% of 20-year-olds, that's 1/3 of 20-year-olds already have spinal degeneration. And finally, a third study where they artificially fixated the spine, in other words, made parts of it immobile so it didn't move properly, and degeneration would occur in a relatively short period of time. So we know that stress affects kids, that their spines do become fixated and misaligned, their curves get messed up, and if it's left uncorrected, it could lead to some problems, some serious problems that become lifelong affliction. And I'm a living example of that, where something gets overlooked. I was young, I was pain-free, but I wasn't right. And just like these other kids, that's all the studies were done on asymptomatic children. They didn't have any symptoms, but they were actually looking, one of them I think they were looking for something else, and they found out that they already had degeneration. So the point being is that everyone should be checked, every child should be checked as early as possible, periodically, just be checked to make sure that they're growing and developing properly. That's all, that's what we do. We're able to correct those things and help the children grow up well, and if it's already formed for you, we're still able to help you overcome some of those limitations. So give us a call, make sure you get checked.